I have the pleasure of being the first presenter. So the person I get to talk about first is Mr. Dave Flory. Mr. Dave Flory is celebrating 5 years here with the Springfield Masonic community. And what can I say about Dave that the residents don't put on every single pinnacle report that comes out? Dave came to us 5 years ago in a position that we did not have. It was a position that I created and pitched and we were allowed to start. And at that time we called it the Independent Living Housing Manager. Some of us still call it that. That would be me. I know they've changed the title, but I like that one. Dave came to us. He had owned his own candy store in the mall, so some of you may have frequented Dave's establishment prior to this. He had done that for years. He was working at, was it E.B. Brown right before here? Yeah.
For a few months.
For a little bit. And he joined our team having no idea what we did, having no idea what the position was. But after I spent 5 minutes with Dave in an interview, I knew none of that mattered. Because all that mattered is his personality, his smile, and the way we interacted. Because that's what his position's all about. And if you listen to Dave when he meets with the residents and the way he interacts with the residents, and when you listen to the residents continuously praise Dave Flory every single day, you know that that was probably one of the best choices we've ever made, was to bring Dave aboard. He's done an amazing job with a position that had an outline this big. Talk to residents. That was the job description. Because that's what it was. Just go out, talk to residents, get them on board, see what they want to do. And he's done an amazing job. Some of the things that we look at now as traditions are things that Dave helped start. We're about to have another tradition on Friday, right, Dave? Big fish fry. So I know some of the people in here have been to the fish fry. Jody, do you remember the fish fry? That's the question.
No. that was Margaritaville.
Oh, that was Margaritaville. You're right. I'm sorry, I was confused by which events. But Dave's impact at SMC could not have been more perfectly timed. We were trying to reinvent ourselves, trying to reinvent a lifestyle here at SMC, and Dave has just been a tremendous right-hand man to myself and to the rest of the leadership team. He's involved in everything that we do, every event that we have, whether it's a leadership dinner or a car wash. He's always more than willing to go the extra mile. He'll be the first person there, last person to leave, and flip hamburgers when needed. Normally, when Dave gets a planned event, there's a keg involved.
Picking it up this afternoon.
Picking it up this afternoon. But I really can't say enough about Dave. It has been just a privilege to watch you grow that position and just make such a difference here at SMC. Thank you, brother. All right, next is Kathy.
Thank you. So I just want to say I'm honored and privileged to present the next award to Janice Basement with Human Resources. She's been with us for over 5 years now, and I'm going to cry. So. She's been an invaluable member of SMC Human Resource team. We work together well as a team. I appreciate everything that she does. I know I can always count on her. I know the staff and the SMC family can always count on her. Whether it just be something that they need fixed, or if it's a listening ear to solve a conflict, she's always been there. And of course, to give laughs too, because gosh, what is work without laughter? So, over the past 2 years with COVID, we've seen so much, and so many of our roles have changed, and so many of our departments have faced their own unique challenges. And HR is no different. We face our own unique challenges. And some of you don't know, it's tracking, more tracking, and through it all, Janice pushed through and did it with grace and did her task beautifully. So, I myself, she comes to work every day with putting her heart and passion in everything that she does. And I am so happy to say that she's with us. So thank you, Janice, for everything. Thank you. presenting or is Kevin?
Kevin, are you
I
presenting?
have Jeanette, sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
Okay. Jeanette.
Come on up.
It's all good, don't worry. Jeanette Hartley, everybody, 5 years with SMC. I can truly say that Jeanette's one of the most loyal and dedicated employees that I have had here or anywhere. She's reliable, hardworking, people person, and of all the other things that everyone says they are in a job interview, but she actually is. Sometimes I have to tell Jeanette that she's doing too much work and remind her that she doesn't have to do everything herself. You don't have to do it all. I assume Jeanette's work ethic probably came from how she was raised or could have come from the time she spent in the Army. I had a G.I. Jane joke until a couple weeks ago, but... Jeanette even helped prepare for this luncheon before she came to be honored with the rest of you. And she's going to stay to help clean up too, right? Okay.
Are we gonna get everything ready for like
No. Jeanette really does care for and care about the residents. For many of them, she knows what they're going to order when they walk in, and she makes sure that they have everything they need. Sometimes when helping her out, I'll try to take a resident's order, and they'll say, no, Jeanette knows what I want. So we're very lucky to have you at SMC, Jeanette, and thank you.
And then presenting for Bertie Tower Dietary, Nate Day.
Dear enough for you.
So we'll give hers later.
Okay, the first person that I want to bring up is Ann Poe. Poe's been with us for 25 years. Okay, and during Poe's time here, it was like she's really helped staff our department to where, and she's been such a great example of a great worker and her work ethic. And she has helped staff our department because also in our department is her daughter Brandy and her granddaughter Jeanette, and both of them have the same work ethic that Poe has, to where it's like they never miss work, they always come to work, do whatever that you ask them to do, and always have a great attitude. So thank you so much for all that you've done. We're blessed to have you. Our other one is my right hand, that's Tiffany Nelson. Tiffany's also been here for 25 years. And Tiffany has done some everything for the facility. She started as a dietary aide. She moved up to a supervisor, moved up to assistant manager, moved up to manager, and the entire time she's just been doing a great and wonderful job for our department. I had given her some flowers the other week and a card, and on the card I told her, I'm like, behind every good leader are other great leaders that actually get the job done, and I told her she's absolutely one of those great leaders, and I thank you for everything you've done. I told her, never think that I don't appreciate everything she's done. So I do. From the bottom of my heart, we are really blessed to have you.
Thank you.
And these other two, I'm going to take those for my people. Jeff, do you have Jeff's thing?
No, I have them up there. I just want to get those for the.
Okay, thank you much.
And so, Tony, are you presenting for engineering?
Yes. Unfortunately, Crystal has a sick baby and she is unable to join us. But I told her I would proudly stand in for her to give. I got 3 to do, I think, for her today. So, first one, Mr. Mike Melton. Mr. Mike Melton has been here for 20 years. Now, you were what, this tall when you started 20 years ago? So what can I say about Mr. Mike? Well, when I first started here, Mike was one of the first maintenance men that I met. and he was very informative. He knows this place inside and out. You know, you don't get to work at a campus as old as SMC and be here for 20 years and not know where every nut and bolt and part of this campus is that makes something do something. Because that's how this campus is. You never know what you turn over here, how it's going to affect over here. And the maintenance team has done an amazing job of understanding all that, and Mike is right in the center of that. He's got a big smile, a big heart, a tremendous wealth of knowledge. He is amazing with the residents. To see him go down and to the villas and interact with the residents and come back and deal with the staff or come up and talk through the projects and that, he's just a tremendous asset to SMC. Working with contractors, he speaks their language, he talks with them at every chance he gets. They understand what we're about, they understand what we expect, and he really keeps that communication going well there. He's recently, by recently, probably about 5 years ago, was promoted to a maintenance supervisor, and Mike handles the projects and the unit turnovers. So that has been a tremendous shift on having somebody that focuses on that. And what we've done is we've been able to really kind of hone in on those types of things, like the unit turnovers. He's made them a lot smoother, a lot more efficient, and made it so we can get them done a lot quicker. Those things are great attributes of what Mike does when he comes to work every day and the amount of effort he puts in. But really what Mike brings to the team and to this campus is, like I said, that big heart, that personality, and everything else.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Mike, I appreciate it. I am still here. Oh, Mr. Bobo. Come on up, Greg. First of all, does everybody know he has a first name? It is Greg. Mr. Bobo, 20 years here at SMC. Bobo is a lot like Dave Flory. If you go down in the villas, everybody knows who Bobo is. As a matter of fact, a week ago yesterday, I was at an event and one of my residents, Miss June Allison, said, Mr. Bobo leaving us soon? Because I said, I will live here only if Mr. Bobo still works here. And I think she's 100% serious. I don't really think she likes me that much. So thank you for helping keep the census up. Greg is just phenomenal with the residents. That is probably one of the biggest attributes he has working down in the square with the grounds crew. More than just his knowledge of plants and landscaping and all that. It's his, again, it comes right back to that personality, the things he knows about the residents, what they like, what plants they like, how they want them, when they want them. All those things is just amazing. I mean, he's got a roadmap in his mind and a roadmap in his heart, and he goes out there with those residents every year and just works right alongside them, gives them everything they need, has things ready, and they absolutely love having you there for them, Greg. And that goes a long way, because keeping independent living residents happy is a full-time job, and brother, you do an amazing job at it. So I am very, very proud to have you as part of the team.
Thank you all.
And then presenting for Life Enrichment, Stacy.
She didn't come.
A lot of people probably don't know Laura too well since she's full-time down in Pathways. But I was excited to come to work today to honor Laura for her 5 years of service. Laura is a dedicated employee who serves our residents in Pathways. The love, care, and patience that she shows makes such a difference in many of our residents' lives and staff. She is always willing to help others and always puts the needs of our residents first. Having you on our team makes a huge difference. You always get it done, and you get it done well. I want to thank you for your positive outlook and great attitude, and congratulations on 5 years.
Okay, so next presenting, you'll present Diana.
I
The
was going to
nursing.
ask. You want to just go ahead and do Diana's now?
Yeah, and then Diana can do the other one.
Okay. All right, Miss Diana Eberts Wilson. Celebrating 5 years with SMC. Oh, what do I get to say about Diana? So Diana came to us a little over 5 years ago. She started off as the clinical manager in Pathways. She did a really good job being down there. You know, Pathways, if you remember the old Rudolph the Red, is it Rudolph? That has the island of misfit toys? That's kind of Pathways on this campus. It is so detached of everywhere, and it's so like, it's just isolated. And it takes a lot of special people to work down there because it's one of the most special places on the campus. We have very, I don't want to use the word special again, but we have very unique residents down at Pathways. It's just unfortunate that it's so isolated from the rest of the campus. It's not real connected. But Diana did a great job when she came of assimilating in with the staff, learning the residents, and doing everything she could to help Pathways stay as connected to the rest of the campus, but also make sure that no one forgot that, hey, you have a whole other set of residents that's not part of the tunnel. And that's one of the big things that does help separate. The hill does separate. People go down, they never come back up. That's the truth. But since then, Diana's been promoted to the Director of Nursing, and that's been 2 years, a little over 2 years, 2.5 years. And it's been quite a challenge. In the middle of all this, you know, we got hit with a pandemic. And I will say that Diana's poise, professionalism, and ability to step up in time of need, take the reins take the bull by the horns, maybe it's probably better, I don't know, horse by the reins, and really lead the team through it has been quite a privilege to work alongside her. We've got to know each other quite well personally. You know, we talk a lot, whether it's at work or at home, on the weekends, at nights. We share a lot of, you know, personal experience in that, and what I, you know, mostly appreciate is she does a Diana's a better friend than a coworker.
Now he's going to make me do this. Okay. I want to start saying thank you very much. It's been a privilege to be here. I love this place. I didn't think I'd ever be a DON again because I swore I wouldn't. Look at me now. So, you know, it's a privilege to work alongside such good leadership and strong leadership that love these residents and love what they do. You wouldn't be here. You know, I've been told you're not here to get rich because you won't. It's here for the residents and what you love to do. So we do that every day. And thank you everybody that's here for what you do every day. It's appreciated. I want to say, nursing is the biggest department. Whenever we get thrown these audits or something new that we have to do, it's like, oh my gosh, I have bunches of people to track. But it's very fulfilling, and we've had total 140 years of service for this day. Okay, and that's commendable. Give a big hand of applause for that. That's a lot of years to devote to Masonic, and I'm proud of everybody. First, though, we have Miss Tania Thompson. She and I talk a lot. We talked about she was brought up from being a baby, being here with her mom. We just did talk about that, isn't it? We did. What's kind of been said about you and everybody that just loves and respects you very much. You're flexible with your schedule, works with days and nights, has a little baby, sweetest little baby. If you ever come in testing, she's running around. Mom's running after her, but it's okay. Very flexible. We watched her grow, like I said, from an STNA to an LPN, and now she's going to be an RN. Pretty soon. Well, how much time? 12 weeks. She's good with time management skills, is a team player, and always wants to learn. An asset to wherever she works. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. 5 years. Next is Pat Wagner. Pat's consistent and a great resource to the others in Cunningham. Again, another building that's kind of over there. Well, actually, right there, right? Yes, closer to it than we think. She's also a night shift, so we don't see a lot of her, but she's very, very much appreciated. Very dependable and completes her work timely and accurately. She's familiar with the residents and often knows when there's a change of status before others. She appreciates structure and routine when she's at work, often takes additional tasks that is asked of her without any complaint. Congratulations on 5 years of service. Please know you're greatly appreciated, and we look forward to your tenure award. Thank you so much. Thanks. I've got a couple papers here, so sorry, I'm going to shuffle them. Carrie Wooten, 5 years. Carrie Wooten's passion and dedication to the residents at SFC is infectious and sets the tone for staff members who work with her. She's a resident advocate, and her detailed nature provides valuable oversight within the organization. She is knowledgeable and never misses an opportunity to learn, as well as provide education to others. Carrie enjoys seeing others succeed and grow. She's a wonderful mentor to many. Carrie's dependable, loyal, hardworking, and kind. That's one page. Here's another. She's been a nurse for almost 23 years. Been here almost 6. So this is 5-year anniversary, but 6. You might say that she has a knack for knowing AL inside and out, all the knowledge of the rules and regulations. She takes great pride in her work and the residents in developing a solid nursing team. She's a great team player, a great leader for our AL world. Our nursing leadership and nursing department are lucky to have her as part of our team. Congratulations on 5 years and continued success at SMC. Dina Mabra. We've had the opportunity to work with Dina for quite some time. Another person that's on night shift, you don't see her often, but she's a strong person down there in Lakeview. Can't say enough good things about her. She cares so much for her residents and those that she takes great care of them, always has great input for new ideas and suggestions, mentors her new staff, and maintains a positive attitude. Very loyal to Masonic Home and is a great team player. We're so glad she's been part of our team for all these years. Thank you so much for all you do. Just keeping track of me. Somebody's got to keep track of me. Connie Carpenter. Connie's been here 20 years. She's a long tenured employee who also works nights, so not everybody knows Connie, but she's a super staff member on night shift. Long tenured who could work anywhere in the facility. Very true. Has been a supervisor and has knowledge of the different areas. She maintains a positive attitude and is always willing to help wherever she is needed. Always has the residents' best interests in mind. She's a team player everywhere in every sense of the word. Does not need to be told to help on other units, just does so. Very good at anticipating the needs since she is afloat, so she's very adaptable. It's just that. Also mentors new employees and is a valuable employee to us on night shift. She's been a nurse for 23 years. Is that about right? Okay. 20 years, Connie Carpenter. Oh wait, Connie, trade me. I think I
Brandon? You know, Brandon's been here for 5 years. When he originally started, I had somebody come to me and said, you know, they had a young man fill out the position, and I had recommended him. And they asked if he would be a good worker. I said, yes, I said, he's a very good worker. I said, he loves mowing grass and stuff, and at the time it was a grounds position. And I said, you'll love him, he'll be great. And they didn't quite trust me. So then imagine about a couple of years later when a position came open in Powerhouse, Brandon said that he thought that he would fill out for the position in Powerhouse. And I told him, I said, well, I think you'd be a real good worker for out there. I said, but you're going to have a lot to learn. There's a whole bunch there to know, there's a whole bunch there to do. And so I made him promise me pretty much that he would study hard and work through the classes. Well, we went through 3 textbooks now, and he went to school for his licensing. He is going within the next, hopefully within the next 60 days. He's already set, he's signed up and ready for his licensing for his 3rd class stationary engineer. Very excited. He's an excellent worker, and I'm very happy to have him on staff.
Mr. Russ, just stay right there. You, sir, are the last award of the day, and I get the privilege of doing this again because I believe I had to do this 5 years ago for the 25th, was it not? All right, so Mr. Russell Overman is a recipient of 30 years here at SMC. So what can I say about Russ? Well, all those great things he just said about Brandon wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for Russ. There is a lot to learn out there. And when I talked about Mr. Mike Melton, I said about how he knows about every nut and bolt. That's sometimes not true, but he knows who to call to find out what that nut does do when you turn it, and that is Russ. Russ knows this campus inside and out, whether it is from fresh water to hot water to steam to the doo-doo pumps that constantly break all the time that we have to work on. There is not one stone on this campus that Russ does not know. And when we are trying to figure out, hey Russ, we were digging a hole, we found this wire, what was over here, say, I don't know, 40 years ago? He knows this campus, not only now, but what it was way back then. He is a tremendous asset to have to this team when you look at the overall functioning of it, because you can't come in, you can't bring somebody like Brandon in to a campus like this and not have somebody with the knowledge and the love for teaching and all that Russ possesses, and not have them be successful. You can't learn these things anymore in school that Russ is teaching, and he is a tremendous teacher. I've learned a lot from Russ over the years, sitting down talking about different systems. I know more about stationary boilers than I thought I'd ever know about stationary boilers. I kind of feel like I have a license, what's that word they use, adjunct or whatever, just going through and how we build nose cones and the different types of refractory that we have to use, you name it. I've been schooled on it many, many times over the years. And it is just with great passion and knowledge and wisdom that Russ approaches the job, and that Russ approaches the phone calls, I call them, at 2:30 in the morning when I find out that Pathways is 61 degrees in the resident rooms, and, well, I bet you it's that damn air handler, blah, blah, blah. He knows it right now. And he's never refused to come in, and then I show up to work the next morning and Russ is still there, and then I leave and Russ is still there. His dedication to SMC is unparalleled, and his knowledge is it's invaluable, and I appreciate everything you do, and I am so glad you are here to help us stay hot and cold, although it's hot most of the time. So, Mr. Russ, thank you, sir. So if anybody was keeping track, how many years of service did we just celebrate?
I did good with the 140 in the nursing department.
330 years. 330 years of service is what we celebrated today. We didn't get to see them all because we didn't have a lot of people show up. But there were 330 years of service being celebrated. That is one of the highest that I've had the privilege of emceeing here at SMC, and that is, it's amazing. It's, like I said, it's not something you see that much of anymore. And to say that I appreciate every single one of you for everything you do is cliched and an understatement, because what you guys do is invaluable. And SMC would not be SMC if it wasn't for each and every one of you. And all of you who are here that aren't celebrating a milestone of 5 years, it's the dedication and everything that all of you bring that make SMC so unbelievably special. I consider myself lucky every day that I get to come and work with friends, family, and that we get to take care of a very special group of people. And you guys do an amazing job.
So do you.
Well, thank you. So, Mr. Jeff, I believe you get to... Oh, benediction. Okay, no, you're right.
You don't want to retire.
No.
Lord, we thank you so much for today. We thank you for just an awesome time to be able to celebrate. And we ask if you will just continue just to sprinkle blessings on all of us. Thank you for so many years of service here. And we ask if you would just continue just to keep smiles on all of our face and lift us up. And we bless you now. In your name we pray. Amen.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. And there is still more dessert over on the table.
And if
Thank you all for all your years. We all appreciate it down in all of those departments. Thank you.
you're welcome.